morning, you guys. Good morning, good morning. Back out here at Kyrie's practice again. For another question of the week. Um, First of all, let me tell you guys that when I do these questions of the week, I'm also questioning myself, right? So it's not just me asking you, it's me asking me. So question of the week this week is this: Are you walking in the miracle that you prayed for, or walking in something that you prayed for, but still doubting as you are going through it? I think that's a normal thing, but are you walking in the miracle that you prayed for, and as you're walking through it, you're doubting as you're walking through it? That's the question. So I'm going to give you two instances. One is, of course, my life application, and the other one will be biblical. So, my life application. So, I used to work for a company that I was fired from. You guys know that I worked for a job I was out of a job for 3 years, 6 months, 9 days, right? No, 3 years, 6 months. Anyway, 3 years, right? So, I didn't tell you guys this part of it. This part about the whole losing the job. I was at work one day doing the job that I'm talking about. At work one day. And I looked around, and I was a supervisor, but all the people who I was supervising were older. And you might think like, oh, well, this guy came a long way. He's actually young. He's leading older people. But actually, these older people had been at the job for a long time, and they used to be young like how I was. So I looked at it as, man, like they used to be young too. And so what made them stay here? Because I'm sitting at the job. I'm like, man, there's no growth here. I can't grow, right? And I wondered if they had the same mindset that I had at that point in time when they were younger. So I was like, man, I gotta get out of here because I don't see any growth. And what also happened was I tried to fill out for another position at that job, and I didn't get it. And it was kind of like the reason why I didn't get it is because my supervisor over top of me didn't want me to leave my line. So I was kind of like stuck, right? So as I'm looking around on my line, as I'm looking around at the people I'm supervising, I'm like, Lord, get me out of here. I got to do something else. Well, I prayed that prayer on a Wednesday. I got fired on that Friday. Prayed that prayer on a Wednesday, got fired on a Friday. Lord have mercy. Now, me being who I am, like I'm like, well, Lord, I don't want it like that. Like give me a chance to give me some time. Like I don't want it that way. I want it in my way. Of course, I tried to get back with the job, but that door was shut because when God shuts the door, it's shut, it's closed. Can't do anything about it. So, like you guys know, like I'm in IT, right? So that started my IT progression. So during that IT progression, I also was doing I also did like discipleship at my church. Did discipleship. Discipleship is a 3-year program at my church, New Psalmist, that often leads into like leadership roles, but it's a 3-year program. So during that process, I had a lot of ups and downs. I was doing stuff like I was going to school, but I was doing like Uber, Lyft, what's the other one? Amazon. I was doing all these different things that God allowed to make ends meet, but it wasn't the way that I wanted it, right? So one day I'm in discipleship, and God is making a way. Like I'm doing little things, like I'm able to pay cable. I'm able to pay for like my kids' camp. I'm able to do stuff like that, but I'm not able to provide in the way that I want to. So I get to discipleship class. It's like 6 members, 6 of my brothers, and like doing this 3-year process, like it doesn't change. Like you keep the same members in the class, and so these guys in the class, they actually turn into your brothers, and they go with you. You know what I'm saying? They see your ups and your downs and stuff like that. So man, I came into the class, and I was like, you know what, bro? I'm so tired of just barely making it, right? I'm tired of just barely making it. I'm tired of paying bills and I only have like $5 in the account left. I want to have a surplus, and $5 is a surplus, but it's not the type of surplus that I wanted. But so going through these ups and downs, and I'm never going to forget this. Mr. Jimmy was, let's say he was the oldest one in the class. So these discipleship classes, they can range. Like, I think Chris was 25 at the time, and Mr. Jimmy was in his 70s. So it's like 6 of us, and everyone is pretty much, in different decades. So that's pretty dope that they can kind of like lead you into whatever you're going into because they've been there. But yeah, man, so Mr. Jimmy says, Will, after he heard me out, I'm fussing, I'm complaining. And he said, Will, praise him in advance. Will, praise him in advance. Once he said that, I was convicted. I was convicted, and I was like, okay. And it made me think about all the stuff that God brought me through up until that point. Like, I was going to school for free. I was doing different things that I prayed about, and he was actually had me on a trajectory to do what I'm doing. It just wasn't as fast as I wanted it to be, right? He's making a way. I'm able to do certain things. I'm not able to do it in the way that I want to, but I'm still getting it done, right? Through the grace of God. So that convicted me. Now, at that point in time, I did not know that praise him in advance was going to be my theme from then pretty much until now. And I thank God for Mr. Jimmy. So what happened was, I didn't know, I heard Praise Him in Advance by Marvin Sapp before, but I started hearing the song wherever I went. Not wherever I went, but in different places where I'm like, oh, this is God speaking through circumstance. So one day, never going to forget this. I'm driving. I'm going to my mom and dad's house, and I pull up to a light, Painter's Mill and Winans Road. Pull up to a light, and it's a guy on a motorcycle, and this dude is this dude is blasting what song? What song is he blasting? Praise Him in Advance. Now, I pulled up to the light, and I said, hey, sir, what's the name of that song? Who wrote it? He said, this is Marvin Sapp, Praise Him in Advance. Then I was at another spot, same thing. So that was my thing, Praise Him in Advance. So when I would hear that song, that basically would give me peace. That basically would give me peace that, whatever God has for me is coming. Praise Him in advance for it, right? So that was me walking in my prayer, walking in my miracle. God letting me see it coming to fruition with these steps. That's what we can't miss. We can't miss the steps, because the steps are the blessing. Like, of course, we want the big mansion at the end of it, but you can't. What about the brick that was laid? What about the foundation that was laid? You can't forget about that, because that's the real miracle, right? So yeah, that's me in my life application of praise Him in advance, because after I heard the song with the guy on the motorcycle, I had a job in maybe 3 weeks from then. 3 weeks from that moment, I had a job. 3 weeks, and there was other things that on my way to that job that showed me that God was showing me, like, I have not forgotten about you. I know the plan. I have the plan. You just sit. You just let me take the wheel. So yeah, man. So that's the life application for it. Now, the biblical application. Everyone heard about when we've all read when Peter walked on water, right? But we kind of missed this part. Peter asked Jesus. He said, hey, if it's you, Lord, tell me to walk out to you. Command me to walk out to you. And Jesus did that. He commanded him to walk out to him. So Peter started walking on water, right? Started walking on water. But then he started to doubt within the miracle that he asked God for, and God was with him right then and there, physically with him. So what does that tell you? Peter asked Jesus, to Lord, tell me to walk out to you if it's you. He started walking out to him on water, started walking in the miracle, and still started doubting as he was walking on water. As he was actually in the miracle, he started to doubt and he started to sink. But when he started to doubt, when he started to sink, who was there to pick him up? God was right there to pick him up, but even when he started doubting, God is going to be right there to pick us up when we start doubting. But God just wants us to trust, man. So listen, and Peter was the guy who also denied Christ 3 times, but he went on to becoming like the first, I think he was the first pope of the church. This was the same guy who denied Christ 3 times. This was the same guy who doubted. God knows we're going to doubt. He just wants us to have faith. Now listen, Jesus said that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. He did not say you need faith the size of a mountain to move a mustard seed. I love you guys, man. Thanks for listening. Question of the week. I think this is week 5. I'm going to keep this thing going. The question of the week is, are you walking in your miracle but still doubting? Listen, we're going to doubt. We're human. That's what it is. When you're limited, God's thoughts are over our thoughts. He thinks way bigger than we do. So we're going to doubt. We're going to doubt even though we're walking through it. But my charge to you and my charge to me is this. Just take your time. When you're going through something, take time to look at the little things, all right? Don't look at the big thing. Don't look at the mansion. Look at the brick by brick, right? Look at that. And then those bricks, if you take your time and watch and be very attentive to everything that's going on, then you will see the little miracles happening within the big one, okay? So then we won't be as down on ourselves or wonder where God is. God is always with us. So man, be very attentive to, my bishop would say this, be very attentive to the baby steps. Is a baby step not a miracle? When you see your child take that first step, is that not a miracle? Now, of course, they're going to be running later on down the line, right? But that first step is a miracle. Peace, y'all. I love y'all, man.
I'm from the era of penny candy and arcade games. When we went outside, that mean we were gone all day. Be back before the street lights come on. Big bro was a player, wore cool water cologne. The other one wore Russell sweatsuits, he used to break.